Welcome back. Happy Monday. You've got debate number 9. I want to say this is 8 or 9, one of those. Pretty excited for this. Never thought, I was telling Pedro in the green light, I never thought I'd be debating RH cores versus memes, but I did a post the other day and I said, what else is left? We did PDI, we did EHEX versus PHEX and Puerto Rico and memes and what else? Gosh, there's been so many. Just go to the debate playlist. You make a tiny URL for it. You need to make tinyurl.com/debate playlist or something. So many debates, and we got this one today. So I'm excited. Again, chat, keep it respectful in the chat, all that fun stuff. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you learn something. Entertainment and education can become the same thing in one stream, and we're going to get to a lot of fun stuff today. So, anyways, welcome back to the show, Pedro. How's it going?
Hey, RHMax, how are you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic on this amazing Pumpamental Green Day. We went down and we went back up, right?
Exactly. Like we expected. I think everybody's on the same boat, right? We're on a bull run, so these pullbacks are expected. Buy harder. Any coin, whatever coin you like, just buy it, buy more of it, and just enjoy.
That's a good T-shirt. Buy harder. Buy harder.
Buy harder. Yeah.
Buy harder.
It's a good T-shirt. Yeah.
I like it. Well, Pedro, you came on the other day. So you've been to the conference. You're at the Hex panel and the launching a live token on Pump.tires, which was great.
Yes.
And then came on the show the other day for last Friday. That's right. Thursday. There we go. Thursday. And we were talking about PulseChain, a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, like I said, I did hey, what debates left? And you were very much on the side of RH memes. And I even had to ask you, like, could you define RH memes? Because I was kind of like, I know there's some speculation around them, and we'll get into an intro for that. But yes. Anyways, like that was an interesting topic. I never even thought about talking about each side of it. So before we get into it though, and we'll get into that piece and define a bunch of stuff too. But could you give like a quick, in case people didn't see Thursday, I want to bring up, you actually one of the few people I've ever talked to that have streamed with RH. Before too, which is interesting, and who wasn't. I guess at that time, were you part of the community? Were you like?
I was. Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't involved in Telegram, right? But I followed Richard for a long time, right? Since 2018. Right. So I was part in the community in that sense, right? That I believed in Richard Hart, the things that he promoted, the way that his message, basically his message. That's what I mean. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, that's so this is I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any.
When was it? When was it? 2020.
6 years ago. That's crazy. 2019. This is right before Hex launch. Couple
before. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So it was before Hex launch. Okay.
So technically, you weren't in the community because there was a community. That was kind of community. The coin hadn't launched yet. That's the same thing with PulseChain, right? Before PulseChain launched, a lot of people in the community. But I mean, even me, like I've been following Richard since 2017, but I never interacted with the community like public. I never had a YouTube channel or all that stuff until 2022, I think. Yeah, it's been like 3 years now, over 3. So I'd seen this interview because I went through all the different RH streams and I clipped them. I did a whole project, vintage RH clips, and you go to the channel and see like there's like 250 different clips from them. And this is one where I'm like, I'm always, first thing I do is look for the timestamps. Okay, what is interesting? I'll click on one, go through it. So this one I definitely remember, and there's you, like 6 years ago. 6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago. I had the stash. I was a bit younger, no kids at the time, so obviously I looked, much better. Now I'm a bit more tired, I guess. But but it's still me. Yeah.
What's the story for that? How did you interview RH?
Yeah, good question. So I met him in 2018 on that Block Expo conference organized by Revenant Tech. It was a very cool conference because I also met Eric Wall the first time there. He was there and he completely destroyed Zilliqa when they were presenting. He literally just stood up and I started asking those guys a bunch of questions. They were like they couldn't answer them. Basically, it was brilliant. But I digress. It was on that conference that I met him. And on the during the night, right, we went partying, restaurant, because the conference had a dinner and a party basically, I was there with Richard. Right? We talked a bit, we drank, we danced, and I took a few videos of him dancing on the tables. And then fast forward to 2019, right, when he was launching Hex, before he launched Hex. I wanted to talk to him, right? So I just sent him those videos, and he was like, "When was it?" He didn't remember, obviously. And I started talking to him about the videos, and then asked him if he wanted to do an interview, and he was like, "Sure." He was like on that period, it was just like doing interviews basically. And at the time, I was writing for like Coin Rivet, which was a big UK news media, I guess. Cointelegraph. I wrote a few for CoinDesk as well. So I mean, I was writing for different news media, so it was easy to actually speak to him because of that too, right? So that's how it happened, basically. And I was already a believer in the concept of X, right? On the things that he wanted to build. So it was actually a pleasure, I guess, to interview him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. Yeah, that's when in the back of the day, I remember he's like, anyone with a following, I'll talk to anyone. And I know you sound like you're like a journalist back then, right? So
more or less, yeah. Because
awesome.
I was like, at least for me, the way that I learn is by writing, right? So I was writing news and pieces about blockchain, about decentralization, and then I also moved into the academic world, like we discussed the last time. And so basically doing peer review science basically on blockchain. A third one coming, which is going to be interesting because it's one dedicated to, actually it's two of them. One is about prices and the other one is dedicated to basically. That one is still early stages. I'm still haven't sent it for peer review, but when I do, I'll let you guys know. But I'm sure it will be published because that's a type of science that you don't see that often, right?
So what was the second one you said? You dropped for a second. Hello.
Can you hear me? Or...
Okay, you're back. You
Am
were
I back?
for about 10 seconds. Yeah, you're back. What was the second one you mentioned you were writing the paper for?
Yeah. So I have two published ones. One is crypto constellations, which is about the decentralization, security, and scalability, right? The blockchain trilemma. And the other one is about blockchain applications in the built environment space. That one is a bit boring. The other two ones that I'm writing now, one is about prices, right? So when I say prices, is what makes people join, and like the conclusion is prices, right? But this is like with a bunch of data that me and another lecturer analyzed. And the other one, the last one that I'm still writing, still early, but I'm sure it will get published like maybe next year or 2 years. It's about Hart's law, right? So that one I think the community will enjoy.
yeah, we like the Hart's law for sure. Wow.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you know, like when you met him and hung out with him and stuff, did you like know that fast forward 6 years from now, could you see PulseChain happening? Could you see like, oh, he's Interpol? Could you see like, was this guy like destined for what was going on?
I saw him destined for greatness, right? But I never expected so much resistance to his message, honestly, from the crypto community. Like all the gatekeeping that still happens today, I find it like extremely odd, but it is what it is, right? I think people don't like to admit when they're wrong. So I was expecting that part to be a little bit different, but I was expecting him to win, right? I wasn't sure by how much, right? Or how it would happen, but I knew that, like he has a different aura, right? He's just built different. He's a different guy. The way that he speaks is just like, it's different. Like he's a different being. So I thought like already that he was destined for greatness, right? But I wouldn't expect everything that happened, right? With the SEC, with the the Interpol, as you mentioned. I obviously no fucking idea.
One down, one to go. SEC has been beaten entirely. Interpol next, hopefully. Yes. I don't know that if it but if it does, that may hurt the most token though. You think? Is that?
I'm not sure. I think like you will always be the most wanted, right? So it's kind of like memorabilia, right? So that's how I see it.
Let's get into the framing too of this. So a few minutes ago,
I like the peacock there. I see the peacock there. Nice. Well done. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. This is the default /PulseChain that pulled up here. What are the RH meme for people who don't know? Like what are we talking about here when we say RH meme coins?
Okay, so the community, I guess, more or less agrees that whoever launched Pump Tires, right, launched a bunch of tokens initially, right? The first one was Most, followed by Pump, then Trump, then like the list goes on, right? There were tokens like obviously launched by other people, more or less at the same time. But when the platform launched, the first token that was launched with the platform was most, right? So that address that deployer bought 80% of most, right? Still has it, right? And did the same for the pump token. And then it changes the ratios, right? Like Trump is like 60%, I believe, and then the others are about 8%, if I'm not mistaken, 8 or 9%. So that address, that deployer address, everyone thinks is Richard Hart, right? I'm not saying that I have any certainty or that it is him, right? He never said it, he never confirmed it, but it's it seems pretty obvious that it is him, right? In terms of behavior, right? He promoted pump tires when it launched, and there's a coin that appears there, followed by a few others by the same deployer, by the same address, where the deployer just buys.
Mm-hmm. Has he ever shielded most before? Has he ever talked about most?
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's spoken about most, right? Yeah, we can look it up if you want. I think he mentioned it, but I cannot. I'm not going to put my hands on fire, right? I'm certain about pump tires, right? Everybody is, in the sense that he speaks about pump tires. It looks like a product by Richard Hart, right, or by the Richard Hart dev team, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, you see, he spoke.
Yeah,
about
there was one post here in February. Okay. 17 days ago, most launched 10 days ago. Gelstool.
See, perfect. So I'm not saying that because of that it means that it's his token, right?
Yeah, he showed pump.tires, but I still don't think pump.tires is behind him directly. I think that there's communication, all these different platforms. He's like, oh yeah, sounds like a good idea, I'll shield it, but I don't think he's behind that directly either. So he does shield things that there aren't a direct connection behind. Right?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm not saying that that I'm sure it's his platform, right? I think it's a bit different pump tires than the other products that it shows, like for example Liberty Finance, etc. Right? So there's I think in the sense of pump tires, I would consider a bit of a different product just because it's an exchange, right? It's a competitor to PulseX, right? In a way, it's not really a competitor. It's different, like it's for different things, but it's still an exchange, right? A way for people to launch coins and to trade coins, right? And the way that it's connected to PulseX, the fact that it burns PLS, like there's a bunch of features that make me think that it seems to be built by his dev team, right? But I cannot be sure, right? I'm not saying that this is just an opinion, right, guys? Only an opinion, my opinion, right? And I cannot be sure that it belongs to him or that he developed himself, right? Or the dev team, right?
So there's there's pump, there's
Trump.
Okay.
Hex, there's DAI, there's USDT.
And then there's a bunch of like the new ones on pump. The pump tires, BTC, pump tires, ETH probably. Is that?
ETH, like Tron. Yeah, there's 20 of them. I have a list. I can put the list here in the chat if you give me 1 second.
Okay.
Where is it? There's 20 coins basically. I think it's this one. Let me just check it. Is it this one? Or that's not the one. No, this is the cores one. Sorry. Let me find. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. It should be this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the memes one. Yeah, there we go. Let me. I can put. I'm gonna put it in the chat, right? So if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
That screener. There you go.
And everyone in chat too, by the way, if you have links or references to anything that is related to the debate,
but if you want, let me go. If I go to pump tires, because I'm going to share another one, which is the pump tires address, basically, right?
Yeah, let me share this in the chat as well. The
launches, launches. What is it? Most. There we go. So, what is the? Oops. I want to see. Where is it? There we go. Sorry. So this is the address. So I was looking it up. I'm putting here in the private chat. By the way, you can share it. So this is the address, right? That launched Pump and a bunch of other coins. So. All the coins that you launch are by order of launching. Let's say it's most Pump Trump, Elon, Dodge, Pepe, Bitcoin, and then Mars, ETH, Hex, DAI, USDC, PLSX, PLS, the Tron, TRX, XRP, Sol, and another XRP, which it was probably mistaken, right? Because it like that last one, it's called XRP, and then the description says Sol. So, like, do whatever you want with this, right? But I think that one was, yeah.
Can you try pumped out tires on your side? I don't know. It wasn't working for me the other day for some reason.
Yeah, it's working fine. I can. Yeah, for me it's working fine.
Why is it not working? Huh.
Yeah, but for me it's working. I can see pumped tires. Yeah.
1 sec. I don't know why it's not working on my side.
Maybe it's the antivirus that you have or something. That's bad.
I have a whole rant about like antiviruses and stuff too, but I don't think you've heard it, so wasn't a reference on that one. About how they're not needed usually, like for Windows has one built in. But anyways.
Yeah, by the way, somebody in the chat, Igor, is saying, by the way, great guy, Igor, nice dude. Mm-hmm. He said he removed the PDI WPLS LP, dumped the PDI, and bought most pump. Yes, I remember. I'm not sure if they were talking about RH, but I think it was RH who did that, right? Like some addresses associated that actually dumped the PDI and bought like the RH memes. I'm not sure if
that's what I was asking. I was asking for a link. I think if he asked me on X, I can get the link, unless he sends it to you or sends it to you. But okay. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of. I mean, there's
a lot of speculation, right? Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of speculation, but if you have like a link that actually shows like a to Z type thing, then yeah, please share that with me. Yeah,
please share that if you guys can. But anyways, the ones that I sent you, basically the pump tires address list, right? With that, if you see launched coins on that address, it's going to be basically those 20 that are on the list. Oh, the list has one more. That's my list, by the way. It has one more, which is best. It's a token it's not RH. It wasn't made by RH, but whoever made it bought 80% of the supply and sent it to the pump deployer, right? So I like that one, and I put it on that list, but it's not an RH meme, right? So that people don't get confused. So there's one there called best that it's not deployed. It wasn't deployed by the pumped tires deployer, but all the others, so there's 20 of them. You can see the pumped tires list, and those are the 20 deployed by the same deployer, basically.
And what's this one? What's the 360 CO?
Can you see launched? Can you click on the launch button? No. Yeah, launched. Boom. There we go. Yeah. So those are all the coins. You can see. If you go down, you can go to the.
So these are all the coins that this address has launched on pumped tires.
Exactly. And this address bought. Either a percentage of the supply. Again, it changes, it varies, but he bought a percentage of the supply, and so far hasn't done anything with it.
And you're saying you think this is RH or not?
Yeah, I do think it's RH. RH or like somebody in this team, right? Like representing him, right? I'm not saying if it's like him, right? That I don't know, obviously.
Well, let's say the PulseChain dev or somebody. But let's just say there is someone official or connected to RH that bought it. Mm-hmm. Why would that mean they would pump? Like my first instinct is, they want to get the tickers before somebody else does, just to make sure they're not copycatted or whatever. Like, why wouldn't that be?
I'm not saying that it's like saying why would UA owning a lot of the hex supply helps? It can help. It might not help. Who knows, right?
They can control inflation. That would be the.
Maybe in this case it's the same, right? To make the prices go higher, because it has a higher percentage of the supply that doesn't go into the LP. So the likelihood that the prices of the tokens that he owns a lot go higher than the others, it's greater, I think.
Before we get into it, let's frame the debate too, because this is the topic is, I don't know, what do you think is the best frame? Like, are they better? Will they pump harder? Like, what is your thesis?
Better, look, I think for me the discussion point is which group, right? Because there will be a champion, right? I could say my champion or the RH memes champion is most, right? You could say the champion for Chorus is X. It doesn't matter, right? Like, there will be a champion, like one of each group, right? That we can pick, for example, that will do the more X's, right? But we're evaluating more X's at the end of the day, not better or worse, because that's subjective, right? The only thing that's objective is the price. So it's which will do more X's, and that is an objective discussion, because it's not subjective in any way. It's something that's practical, right? We can look, and it will do X's, and we can say, this one did X, the other one did Y, so which one did more, right? It's very objective.
Okay, so are you saying that like better as in you think most will outperform Hex or PLS or something?
Yes.
Like that's one thing. That's one thing you would say why it would be better.
I wouldn't say it's better, right? Like if you define better as like price going higher, then sure, of course, right? But if you define better as a sort of features, like where the price going higher is one of the features, but it's not exclusive, right? Then better can be something else, right? But that's up to you. If you define better as price going higher, then sure, we can discuss, right, in those terms, right?
Do you think Hex is going to do another 10,000X?
From where? From the bottom?
From the bottom,
bottom?
yeah.
No, I don't think so.
How many
that
X's
is very
do you go?
unlikely.
How many X's do you think EHEX and PX?
Okay, so on my last I did a post recently, right, where I put I can share it here too if I can find it somewhere.
Yeah, you can share it.
Where I did an analysis of like the all-time highs, like from the local bottom, right? So let me just where's my profile? Give me just a second. My internet is a little bit slow, guys. Sorry, I'm basically on holidays, and this place where I am doesn't have fantastic internet, but it is what it is. As long as you can hear me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me share it here. Where is it? There we go. That was fast. Okay, I'll share it here in the private one. You can share it. So basically, like on this tweet, I did the potential all-time highs, from 2014, 2024, 2025 bottom, right? And on that list, I said that Hex can do 47x, so can go to 0.2, EHEX to $2, so 2,800x, Inc. $555, so about 1,388x, PLSX 60x, PLS 70x, and PDI I said like 228x, right? So, and this is from like the local bottoms, right? 2024 and 2025.
Okay, just on this real quick. So these are from previous. You're saying previous all-time highs. This is what you think the cores and then those the memes can do.
Yep.
So there's at least two. Well, I would say, I guess EHEX and Inc. Let's just go with EHEX real quick. That one is way higher than any of the memes.
No, but it's I'm not measuring from the bottom. Don't forget, I'm just measuring from the local bottom. So 2024. Sorry, I'm not measuring from launch. Like the most one, for example, I'm not measuring from most launch, right? Because if I did, like the axis would be like it will obliterate the others, right? So I'm just measuring from the local bottom for one reason, because I think it's the like the most correct analysis in the sense of when people have the most time to buy, right? Like not from exactly
yeah.
Right.
Well, okay. I mean, just at face value though, it looks like you're already saying core.
But EHEX is not the core.
EHEX is not a core?
No. There are 4 core
coins. I guess we should define cores too, because I mean, but
there are 4 coins, right? Don't forget that there's 4.
Well, on PulseChain.
Yeah, we're talking about.
I would still put EHEX. I would. Okay. Yeah, that's an important point, because I would say, I mean, I would by default I would say EHEX is a core.
But look, this is like EHEX, but EHEX doing $2 and like 2,800x, right? This is for PulseChain, right? I'm not. I'm talking about Hex on PulseChain, right? EHEX on PulseChain, sorry. Or actually, no. Actually, sorry. Actually, I'm not. I'm talking about EHEX on Ethereum. Sorry, I should have put it in there. It's on Ethereum. Sorry about that. Actually, it's on Ethereum, not on PulseChain.
That's all right.
Sorry. Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. But I would remove that just because, again, it's from Ethereum. It's not a core really, because it's not on PulseChain.
We'll frame it that way. Yeah, we'll say for this, let's just say PulseChain cores. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one though, Inc. though, you think Inc. could do a 1388x?
Yeah.
Which is more than everything else except Doge from Pump.Tires?
Yeah, but I didn't measure all of them. If I measure, for example, for Tron, it can do way more, right? So I just stopped at Doge. I just use the ones that have like more liquidity, etc., more volume. But there's more. There's way more, right? There's like 20.
Are you taking the core side of the debate or the meme side of the debate? Because this post is making me bullish on cores.
No. I'm on the RH meme side, right? Again, because
I'm joking.
Don't forget. I'm measuring from this local bottom, right? I'm not measuring from the launch date. Everybody. I'm just saying this because everybody will measure from launch, okay? And from launch, like the RH moves are going to obliterate everything, right?
But let's say today, somebody picks up a bag of most and somebody picks up a bag of Hex. Which one? How many X's are each going to get? Do you think? But like how many? Like, is it 900 to 1,000x? Like, is it like how close is it? You think?
But from what? Comparing Hex to most, for example?
Yeah, well, I guess Hex is not a great example because you're not that bullish on Hex. It don't look like, because it's only 47x here.
And look, like I just draw fibs, right? That's it. I didn't. This was not like I was thinking of random targets, right?
Let's say Inc. Let's say Inc. and most.
Inc. Yeah, sure.
Somebody today buys Inc. and somebody today buys most. They buy this $500 of each. Which one do you think it's gonna have more X's in the next 6 months?
That's a good point. But I would say most. Probably most. Yeah.
But here it's
but look, those are just those are levels. Like those are just levels that I did, right? It doesn't mean literally anything. In my opinion, because it can be, you're right? It can be in the sense that from the bottom, like Ink can do more X's than most. Like 100%, right? If you're comparing one-on-one, right? But like the question is, which one will do the most X's, right? And I don't think it will be most in X system. It will be another meme, right? Like it doesn't matter which meme. It's going to be one meme that will do more X's, right? And on that example, right? There's already like one or two that are going to do in like just using fibs that are going to do more X's than like Ink, right? But I'm extremely bullish on Ink, right? By the way, like the fact that I think like memes are going to have a better price performance, right, in terms of X's compared to cores. It doesn't mean that I'm not bullish on cores, right? I just think that memes have less liquidity. They're like a lot of supply that is blocked, right? Basically, with an address that has never sold. They come from abundant liquidity, pool, let's say, which makes doesn't allow for one guy to just get all the supply, right? Easily. They do have to spend a lot of money to get that supply. So it's kind of, in my opinion, a bit fair, right? And it's newer, and usually new is always better, right? This is more or less a rule in crypto, right? That new is always better in terms of price performance. Like new things usually outshine other things, right? That's why the gains are usually marginal, right? They usually trend down. I'm not saying that this will happen to everything.
Well, right? That's the story for every meme coin, though, right?
Not only meme coin. No. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. There's like all these coins are respecting this rule, right? That the gains are marginal, right? They like Bitcoin did more X's in 2011, and then few like less X's in 2014, and less X's in 2017. Like this rule kind of applies to everything, right?
Gotcha.
I'm not saying that because
I was going to say, let's take a quick detour here too, just because Igor sent me some links here I think are interesting. Igor, let me know if you don't want me to share or something, but yes. I'm assuming it's okay. But it's this is actually interesting because this one he says is the gas getting funded. So I guess 500,000 PLS from the SAC wallet, and I looked it up. That is the SAC wallet. So PulseChain sacrifice getting sent to, let's see, interacted with. This a transfer. Okay. So, and this is 5.3. This is the same one. 5.3 from 5.3. And yeah, sorry, I'm not. First time I've seen these, so haven't looked into it. 74,000 PLS. So is this address the one that? Let me just look it up on Pump Tires. Is this the launched? No, I must not be looking at it then. And this other one is, he says, is transaction of RH buying most. So from this address, Igor, if you could correct me in the chat as well if I say something. I'm just reading this for the first time from this address, 5.3 to BA. So buying, so it's just using PulseX to buy most. Is that 8 million DAI? I see an 8 million DAI there.
Seems like it.
136 most. Igor here to explain these transactions too. So yeah, is that 8 million DAI getting? That seems like a low amount of most. That maybe I'm just not reading it correctly. Still not sure why this is RH's address though. I got a Midgard real quick.
Oh, and by the way, while you're looking, let me because I'm just reading the chat and I see some interesting comments. So I'm going to start from the bottom, right? Somebody was saying that EHEX is not a meme coin, right? Where is that coming? Maybe it's from the top, right? I don't remember. Somebody was saying that. like I'm not saying that for you or for me it is a meme coin, right? Because we know the utility, we know about TT shares, etc. Right? Like for the rest of the market, right? The people that I know that bought X, right? They bought it because for them it was a meme. Right? Nobody actually cared about the technology; they just cared about price going up.
I'd
We
say
all
a
have
lot
to
of people
agree.
cared about getting yield, though. I'd say yield was a huge thing.
That's the
Because
second
it
part.
used to be really
Yeah,
high.
yeah, sure. We can discuss it, and like sure, and you can see that from like the number of stakers, right? The number of people that are actually staking, right? So we and that's another discussion, right? But I'm talking about outside the RH ecosystem, right? Like the new buyers, the newcomers, right? And for like most people, they see Hex as a meme, whether we like it or not, right? I'm not saying that they should, or I'm just saying what it is, right? They don't
Oh, you
see
just
it
said a
as
lot of people
a
are
DeFi
onboarded
product.
because they were thinking it was me back then, which I'm like,
A
I
lot of
would
people,
say
a lot of people that I know, like all the people
38%
that I
APY
know,
was probably pretty attractive, more than that.
like what like my experience, and my experience could be 100% wrong, obviously, but my experience is all the people that I know who bought X didn't buy it because they thought it was a DeFi product, right? They bought it because number go up. That's it. As a meme, like they saw it as a meme, like that Richard High, like buying expensive stuff, etc. Like they don't see it as a DeFi product. But I'm not saying that this is correct, right? I'm saying this is what my experience was with the people that I know that are in crypto, but are not in PulseChain or etc. They just bought that at the time just because they thought it was funny, let's say, not because they understood what it was. They didn't care what it was, right? So yeah, that's why I think like a lot of the market sees Hex as a meme, right? I'm not saying that it is a meme like the pump tires meme, right? It's a different kind of meme, right? But the market sees it as a meme, in my humble opinion. But on that one, I could be 100% wrong, right? And I admit it without any problem, right?
Well, let's just go to like one of the biggest things I have with memes is they seem like such short-term, fragile games too, where you can buy the meme and yeah, it can go up a lot of X's, but did you buy it at the low? Is it going to last tomorrow? I briefly mentioned in the beginning about most. What if
But look.
just goes away? Like, why
Mhm.
buy
What
most?
and what's the problem with that? Why wouldn't it pump higher? Look, let me ask you in a different way.
Why would it
Like,
pump higher?
what happened when the SEC case dropped? We dumped, right? Like X dumped like 99% from the top. So it's like being a DeFi
Mhm.
product, not being a DeFi product, that doesn't matter. Like that doesn't define if prices go up or not, or if prices don't go down. That doesn't define anything, right? Even Bitcoin did like 80% drop. So we are like having utility or not having utility doesn't matter for the like short-term price movements, right? It matters if the price can go up again in the future. But we're at the point where we don't even know that, like for Hex, right? Hex had one cycle only, right? We're starting the second cycle and we'll see what happens, right? So we cannot say with certainty that oh, I'm sure that it will do another 1000x or 2000x. We don't know. It could, and I hope it does because I
Well,
have a bunch of Hex, right? So
there's
so I
people.
do hope
Yeah.
it works that way, right? But
There's people who have
it's still
doubled
uncertain,
down.
right?
There's people who double down on Hex. Hex had an all-time high in like 3 years.
What about
There's still
Doge?
people streaming all the time.
Okay, let's talk about Doge, for example. Isn't Doge a meme? What's the usefulness of Doge besides onboarding people because it has a cool
Elon
token?
Musk.
Elon Musk, right? Like whatever character comes and pumps Doge, right? But it's a meme. We all agree it's a meme. We all agree it's for the culture. It has no practical utility besides being a meme, which is utility, by the way. In my humble opinion, meme is utility, but it is
What
what
is
it
the
is.
utility for memes?
It's onboarding. That's it. That's the utility. It's being cool and people responding to that. So
Why not just on board
that's
by
utility.
like coming to? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a very indirect utility. It's like there's so many other things that can onboard. Meme is like I'm not saying it can't onboard. It obviously can, but I'm just saying like defining that as a utility is kind of what else is utility is me driving a hex gradient
subjective, right?
car utility.
That's why I didn't want to go down that route because utility is such a subjective concept, right? Utility means nothing. It's like saying value. Value means nothing. What is value? Value is subjective to the person interacting with that thing because we value things differently, right?
You value life, water to drink, food to eat, shelter to survive.
No, sure, 100%. Yeah, that's basic necessities, right? I'm talking about different concept of value, right? Because
I need Bitcoin to pay my taxes. No, it's too early for that one.
so it's no. But look. You cannot, for example, you can't use Bitcoin to pay for taxes. Then does it's useless, man. That's like people can say that, right? But is that the truth? No, it's a subjective opinion, right?
But let's go back to the pumping though, because and the fragility that I'm saying for memes in general. This one, Richard could literally be like, hey, it appears I'm no longer on the red notice list. I mean, I guess that question for this too. That's just one point I would say of like a narrative of, hey, this is the most wanted. It's funny. It's like, hey, don't you want to be part of a?
It has a limited
coin?
supply. It cannot be inflated. Maybe those are cool features. Maybe I'm just saying that maybe those are cool features.
Are you saying I don't know anything about this coin, but like, are you saying people do not care about that picture of him for like Interpol? Like that's not onboarding. Like nobody cares that he's actually most wanted.
No, people care. Like that's extremely,
Like how much? Like if Interpol is over tomorrow, would it be like? Would you think the price would?
Again, he was the most wanted, right? Like it doesn't disappear, right? It's still, the concept is still there, right? He was the most wanted on Interpol's list, right? Who cares if he's not anymore? Will it dump to zero because of that?
Where's all the SEC?
I don't think so.
Weren't there some SEC tokens? Weren't there like,
No
SECs?
idea.
We're gonna beat the SEC, and then we beat them. Are they still around?
Was it launched by Richard Hart or somebody that we can associate with Richard Hart? Was it?
Honestly, that's the most compelling piece. The most compelling piece of this is if RH actually launched them or bought them or has, whatever. Like that gives it the less fragility than all the other.
Of course, like we're not talking about a random meme, like because this is the discussion is a rich meme specific. I'm not talking about like, look, at the end of the day, I could say like it's going to be a completely random coin that's going to do the most X's, 100%, and I'm sure it will, right? PDI already proved that. So it will, for like 100%, like some random coin somebody launch will do the most X's. That's what will probably happen, right? So, but if we're just comparing cores to RH memes, then like obviously, like we can say, and this is a belief, at least for me, this is a belief that these coins are associated to RH, right? And this is not only my belief. There's a whole community that believes in this, right? So. Those are different. These are different coins. They are not the same on the same bucket as the other memes that exist from Pump. These are special memes.
Do you think in 2 years most will be you'll still like you'll still be talking 100%. About most?
Yes, it will. Like
what about again, 4 years?
I think in 10 years, right? It doesn't matter. That's my because again, like the features.
What would make you keep talking about it that long?
Because it's like why not? Like who knows? Like why not? Because the price goes high enough. That's enough reason for people to care about it, right? But price goes high enough and people care. That's it.
Okay. Would you say that if Hex, which one's more likely? Hex going to $1 plus and then staying above $1, or most going to $1 plus and staying above $1?
Most, definitely most. Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Like the features, man. It has no inflation, etc., etc. Like only that feature alone, and the fact that 80% is locked with the deployer who has never sold a coin. Only that should tell you that it will obviously stay above 1 compared to Hex, right? If you're just comparing on that, like obviously, right? It's not even,
okay. But in 2 years,
simple math. Simple math.
Who is buying most in 2 years? Like who's
buying X in 2 years?
Most? A ton of people, I imagine. There's a big community.
But like, so
why?
I'm
not saying it's small, but it's like.
Most? But why? Why do you assume that nobody will buy most in 2 years? Like why? Was most not done by the same guy who launched X? Because last time I heard it was. Right?
See, okay, elevator pitch. Elevator pitch me most.
That's it.
Elevator pitch.
Coin like meme coin released by Richard Hart. First meme coin on.
Who's Richard Hart? You already lost me. Who's that guy?
But it's like I'm assuming that you know him, right? Like I thought you were like you wanted.
No, you're onboarding me to PulseChain with most.
I'm onboarding to PulseChain with most.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I would say if you don't know who Richard Hart, man, just Google him. I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't.
Should we ask him to Google him? I don't know.
I don't. I literally like you're talking to the wrong guy on that front. I don't. That's not. I don't talk to those people, man. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. In 2 years, it's going to be like you should buy most. It's like what? What's the most?
I don't like. I don't need to tell them. Like it's going to be the price telling them. Like, do you think it's because I tell people or you tell people? No, it's the price will onboard the people. That's the market.
A lot of people tell them to go to hex.com. I got hats to say it. Let me break.
Doesn't matter.
You making me break the hat out.
Look, you're like in.
I say 10,000x.
No. In 2 years, if most pumps like
You see any most hats? I never seen any most hats.
I will see because most is 6 months old and Hex is 5 years. That's the only difference, man.
You're making a great case for Hex there. Longevity, staying power.
But how do you know that most like it's a coin released by the same dude? Why would it behave any different?
Okay, here's a big difference on that.
What's the difference?
It could literally be, I don't know for sure, but it could literally be Richard released it. He's always going to take care of it. He's never going to dump it. Let's be very generous. Let's say all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You think Richard's going to be shilling most on his account?
Why not?
Why
I think
why would
Richard
he
will
split the
share.
buying pressure between Hex and PulseX and all the other cores? Why would he do that? The only reason
Man,
he
why?
did this
He
one,
already launched the
no,
prototype. Like,
but
you're
for this one, the
looking
only
it in
reason
the
he
wrong
said
way.
this,
You're
one
asking
tweet.
questions that don't matter because they're subjective. You're asking, why would
No,
you do that? He did it anyways. Like, why?
I'm saying
Don't try to
with
understand
Hex.
it.
The topic was, is it going to be around?
He did it.
We're going to buy it.
Did he not?
The difference between most and Hex is Richard talks about Hex. He wants Hex to go up. That's his baby. That's we knew all that stuff.
Okay,
Is it 10,000 X? He made one tweet about most, and that was only to get the still president, Dave guy.
And how do you know that is not going to start chilling most if it starts doing like a 10x and 20x and 100x? How do you know? That is like his speech.
Well, he probably will if he does that.
Well, probably, but did he not do the same thing with PDI? So most is his coin. Maybe there's a.
I'm willing to bet
PDI,
100 to 1 tweets about Hex versus most. 100 to 1 in the future. Richard Hart tweets about
it might be. Look, it could be 1,000 to 1. It doesn't matter.
My point is, he's going to promote Hex. He's going to promote the cores much more than any of the memes. That's my point.
It doesn't matter. Look,
you don't think Richard promoting coins matters?
Look at no. Do you know why? Look at the past 6 months. Why? Which coins have outperformed? Which coins outperformed best?
What was the question?
Which coins perform better in the past 6 months since the pump tires launched? It was the memes, right? So, I mean, it kind of seems obvious that it doesn't even need to speak that much about them, and they already pump, right? See the
you can point to any coin like that.
They're very powerful, man. They're very powerful. I don't think that I don't even think that we need Richard constantly talking about them for them to pump, because naturally I think they'll pump hard. Naturally, because people like shiny new things. People like memes. It's very easy.
Most ain't going to be new. It's not going to be new. It's not even new
made
now.
by Richard. It's all the
most is like an old meme coin at this point, right?
Old meme coin. All right.
Yeah, it's like 6 months old. I mean, how what is old? Define. What do you think is an old meme coin? I mean, of course, Doge and Pepe and all that stuff.
Was it released this year?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So if it
must be February or something like that.
We're talking about the same current cycle, right? When I say cycle, I mean bull run, right? Not entire cycle.
No, but one of your points was coins can launch, they can go up, do all the X's, they're new, they're shiny objects.
You're putting it on the same plate, on the same standard as other meme coins. I'm telling you, these are Richard meme coins. This is the difference. One of the difference.
One, okay.
But very a big one, right? That's a pretty huge one, I would say. Being big made league. By the guy who made the X. I don't know. Seems like a big difference.
Again, I'm still
you
not
can
certain
argue.
He
You can argue that. But I'm not certain it was Richard who made it. Sure, we can argue that, and I accept that. I accept that we have no clear proof that it was made by him. I 100% accept that. I accept that you gotta believe a little bit. Sure, I accept that.
We know Hex was made for him. We know he's not going to stop.
100%. 100%.
You think there's going to be a most? I mean, how do you see most grow? We're going to move on from most in a second, but how do you see most getting onboarding people? How does it get people attention? A Hex has a clear elevator pitch, trustless yield, access to it's the premier asset on PulseChain, huge community, founder, all this stuff. With most, it's hey, we think Richard Hart might have launched it and it's a meme coin, and it might go up. The pitches are way different. Right.
Because you see it that way. For me, it's exactly the opposite. It's look, there's no bag holders, there's no big payday guys. There's literally the coin that was launched, the people bought and sold, and that's it. There's no inflation. It's a true meme coin, limited supply. Go mental, go crazy on it because it was made by Richard Hart. That's my elevator pitch, right? And
I guess it does go back to the meme coin thing of it could pump a lot and then it could dump a lot, and then we don't know if it's going to be around, but it. I don't know. It turned into an income pitch.
If you ask me which one has the highest likelihood of existing in 10 years, I will say Hex, because Hex exists for 5 years. But if you ask me which compared, for example, Hex to Bitcoin, I would say Bitcoin, because Bitcoin exists for longer. Right? So this applies to any coin, right? This applies to any coin, right? It's not really that special. The discussion is not which one is going to exist in 10 years. The discussion is which one will do more X's this cycle, right? Don't forget that.
We didn't find this.
I think it's very. Yeah,
I guess
when we need
more X's, I guess.
Within the time frame, otherwise,
I hear you.
I assume it's this cycle. If you say it's 10 years, then I don't know. I would have to think about that.
We'll go with this cycle. So
but I believe that most.
Okay.
At least But I believe that all of them will do a lot of X, and all of them will exist and have buyers and have huge communities. Like in 1 year or 6 months, I think they will have crazy huge communities, right? We already see that with RHPP, with Bitcoin hacks, with a bunch of them, right?
I think
with
you're very bullish on Ink. I think you're very bullish.
I'm extremely
More than...
it's newer than the other ones. It had the most sell pressure and hate. So yeah, of course I'm. But look, all those numbers are Fibonacci, retracement. So it's not that I was trying one to go up more than the others. It was literally just fibs. So I mean, it is what it is. I always have been the most bullish on Ink from all the cars, right? Because it's the most hated, most
memeish.
Most memeish, yeah, obviously the one that people are why do you need this shit? So obviously it's the one I'm going to buy the hardest. Look, my perspective on these kinds of discussions of what should you buy, it's like if people are very logical, they're going to fail in that sense, because the market is not very logical, right? It buys things that are very stupid that nobody understands why it buys them, right? But it just buys them and likes those. And Ink is the most meme-like, right? But now we have something that are actually memes, right? It's Ink kind of loses a little bit versus the RH memes, in my opinion, right? Because there's RH memes, right? So they serve a purpose better, right? And again, they're different because bonded curve, no inflation, etc. And it's if you compare all the so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? This is more like a question. I think I'm right, but was it not PulseX the coin that so far did the most X's, or for the 4 coins? Was it?
Did the most X's from the bottom?
Yeah, I think I'm asking, right? From the bottom, from lunch, from...
That's a good question.
I think it's the bottom. I think it was,
I guess we can go to PulseChain.com and look.
Yeah, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was, right?
I don't know.
So which kind of...
All-time low.
Yeah, just show.
Ink.
Was it Ink?
Yeah. It's close, I guess, but...
It's very close.
Yeah,
see. So, but anyways, PulseX, it kind of has similar dynamics in the sense that, it's deflationary, right? It has a limited supply. It's actually gets burned, so it's even better, right? But it's the market kind of likes that, right? And I don't think PulseX is a meme or anything. It's just a ticker. But I don't know. Do you think PulseX is a meme?
I mean, you got me wavering now. You could make a case. I mean, there's a buy and burn. I don't know. It's
is that
weird,
utility?
I know. It's it does something. It's doing something utility. You could make a case either way, I guess. But Ink is definitely does less than PulseX, but neither one have utility, I would say, as of today. Could change in the future. I'm sure people hope it changes in the future.
Okay.
Hex, you can earn more of it. And it's yeah. But so what makes things pump? I want to go at some point. We're going to move on from most because there's other.
No, that's a very good question. That's a very good. What makes things pump? And my answer is very practical. It's price going up. That's what makes.
Well, that's a result of pumping.
No, the result
you're
is
saying
also
the marketing from the green candles. Okay.
Yeah, that's what makes people buy the coins. It's number one.
Don't you think that the coins, for example, I'll just go with Hex, has the most websites, has the most interfaces, has the most stuff built on top of it, longest lasting, has the most marketing, has the biggest community. Don't you think those megaphones, all that marketing, when those green candles come, will funnel people into those tokens? And yeah, maybe they'll see most, maybe they'll be on board by most, maybe they're in the memes or whatever too. But there's so much built up and so much pumpamentals in the Hex community and ecosystem in general built into marketing. There's no most hats. Maybe somebody's going to go make a most hat now, but there's a lot of different stuff going on with Hex that can beget more green candles and help in momentum versus, hey, look at this picture of Richard Hart from International Thing. It's on a meme token.
What do people like to buy? It's the coin that goes up the most.
Some people. A lot of people bought Bitcoin. Bitcoin holders are looking pretty good right now. They held for a long time. And I hope Hex holders are going to look just as good.
But how has Bitcoin
performed? Holders.
When was...
No, it's a good question. Let me ask you real quick. How are meme coin holders performing?
The same as Hex holders, right? They went up, it went down 90%.
But most, I mean, I can totally pull up a meme coin and show which ones go to zero all the time. It's
there's coins going to zero all the time. But no, look, but anybody, look, we're having, in that sense, I think it's a very stupid discussion because anybody from the outside who opens the X chart will think, oh, look at this shit, it's that. That's what anybody from the outside thinks. How can you argue?
Chart.
Yeah, sure. Sure. I'm talking
That's
about
the one they're going to see.
The X with 5 years.
I know the chat.
Sure. I'm talking about the X with 5 years in this regard, because it's the same thing. right? It's exactly the same thing. People open the chat, oh, look, it's dead. It's not dead. We all know that. It's absolutely not dead. It has a huge community still. But we're talking about the same thing, people from the outside, right? So it's no different than a chart from Shiba that dropped 99% and probably will do like
I know, but your point is that the memes can pump, and that it's marketing, and the more green candles will. Yeah, but the more green candles for them. But do you think that most is going to get the green candles and Hex is not going to have them at the same time? Like they're going to have
look, like that's not the discussion. Like,
so Hex is going up 50x, most is going up 75x. Do you think most is going to keep going to 500x, or Hex is going to keep going further?
Yes. Hex. I think Hex will have and has. It has, at least for now. It has shown it has more sell pressure. So I think it will be harder for Hex to reach higher values. That's my honest opinion, and it's only because it's an older coin, right? The same applies to Bitcoin or Ethereum or any coin that's a bit older, right? It has people who've held it for a longer time, so at some point they want to sell their bags, right? Most
when
is
the
newer,
FOMO
right?
kicks in,
so people can. Pope. Like imagine, and sure, we can argue that people staking and this and that, like sure, that can absolutely help, right? 100% help the price performance, right? And I want to see that. I hope it helps. Look, I hope it actually works like that. That's my hope, as yours, right? But again, these memes are newer. They have much less liquidity. They have the meme thing because they're memes, right? Again, limited supply, etc., RH owning a bunch of the supply, blah blah, all that, right? So obviously they're much easier to pump compared to coins with more liquidity, more bag holders, etc., right? So I mean, it's that it happened the same thing with Hex when it launched, right? So it's not really a surprise.
Which one mints more millionaires this cycle, Hex or most?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Which probably Hex. I would say. Even with the lower. Hex? Yeah, but probably it doesn't matter. Like because again,
I mean that's a key point of who's getting rich off this coin. Like you think more people get rich off of Hex?
Maybe because more people will sell Hex. So yes, that's why it will do less X's, but it will could mint more millionaires. Sure, I can see that happening, but it won't do as many X's, right?
I think if RH made most, and he probably wants it to do well, and so I don't think it's going to rug or anything like that. I can't see it being promoted harder, bought harder, maybe sold harder. It's about the only thing I can see is once it hits, if it goes up 500x, like imagine. I think we saw Hex go down a lot. Like imagine the meme coins in the bear market.
It will go down a lot, but what's the problem with that?
Well, the problem is you probably didn't get all the X's. Like in general, like speaking in general, like the people who bought it probably didn't buy from its bottom.
That happened the same thing with
near
Hex,
the top.
Yeah, exactly the same story with Hex.
I'm saying, yes,
that happens with any successful coin. Most people buy it at one time.
But Hex came back. Okay. Well, hopefully Hex is coming back.
And why wouldn't most come back again?
Most going to come back. Oh man, I can't give me a reason being around 4 years. I can't do it. Like, I can't do it.
So you cannot see a reason for most coming back. Really?
I can't see most being around in 4 years.
Okay. Is Pepe around? Is Shiba around? Like, is Dodge around?
Yeah, those are 1 in a million. Is Bitcoin around? Is Ethereum around? Yeah.
So you see, exactly. You're exactly coins with utility.
You're putting most in the category with Pepe and Doge.
Yes,
and
of course. Bitcoin. Of course I am. 100% I am. It was made by the king.
Not sure if I accept that.
Richard Hart, bro. Like it was made by the same guy who made
it. It may have been made by Richard Hart in an attempt to make popular on PulseChain.
That is my belief system. That is my belief system, right? I'm not saying it's the truth, right? I'm not saying it's my belief system that it was RH launching those coins. I could be wrong. I say it. I can accept.
I understand the power of RH officially launching platforms and tickers. But unofficially, that is very unproven and fragile to me.
Dude, you don't know. Like we know that Rich, mentions pump tires a lot. You cannot say that it's not his platform. That's
because he wants to compete with Solana. He wants us to have something that they have to bring in people to casino and for onboarding.
Is Pump Tires his platform or not?
I like Pump Tires. It is the best product you possibly buy for
Pump Tires RH product or not?
It's not an RH product.
It's not
definitely
an RH
likes
product.
it. No.
Okay, I think it's an RH product.
Why would it?
That's the difference. Is PulseChain an RH product?
Of course.
So for me, it's exactly the same. It's the same category. Pump Tires is an RH product because it was launched by RH. He was the one saying, "Hey guys, this launched today." Man, do you not remember?
Can you share the video of him saying, "Hello, everyone"?
I don't need the video, man. He tweeted
tires.
like he was the one telling everybody, "Look, Pump.Tires launched." Like, do you not remember how it happened?
He made a video about Pump.Tires.
No, man. He made a tweet saying this launched. Like, was he not the one launching?
He made a tweet about Coast. He made a tweet about
it's not the
internet
same thing.
money. He made a tweet about
Pump.Tires did not exist before that tweet. Do you understand that Coast exists? Liberty
okay.
Finance exists.
Yes. Here's my theory. Just be clear.
It's not the same thing. I'm not going to leave this part.
I'm just telling you what I believe. Let me tell you what I believe.
You to understand that.
Let me tell you what I believe. So I believe that he knew about it. There was communication, but it's not.
Okay. So on the unlike any other product like Liberty Finance or Coast or unlike the others which already exist and already talked about and everybody knew it, they weren't his. This one was the only one that it was actually launched through a tweet from RH. And you say no, this is the same thing as.
Do you want me to bring up the Brett Tapp tweet about him saying, "Hey guys, the SSL certificate, you can easily renew that when it goes offline." Do you think RH makes a product that his devs don't know how to? Would
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what
you're saying. The RH launched Pump Tires, right?
Was RH the first person to ever speak about Pump Tires and mention?
Because he knew about it. That don't mean he launched it.
But why didn't it happen the same thing with Liberty Finance or X Coast or any other?
Why would it need to? It doesn't need to. It could be different situations.
Look,
he could have been on the fence about them and be like, "No, I want to wait back and see."
Look, but
and then Pump Tires, he's like, "No, I know I like this thing."
Sure, I understand that. I understand, but you cannot say it's exactly the same thing as Coast or Liberty Finance because it was not the same thing. We need to be empirical. We need to be objective, and objectively speaking, Pump Tires was launched through an RH tweet. I'm being objective. I'm looking at it. I was tweeting, man. I was in bed. Like what? What?
I've never launched a platform tweeting before.
It's not. Pump.Tires did not exist before that tweet, right?
I know he knew about it. He's like, all right, okay, here we go. Here's a scenario that I think is most interesting.
Okay, but wait. Show me one scenario. Show me one where it happened.
You want me to bring up the Brett Tapp? You think Brett Tapp's doing 69D chess?
I assume that it wasn't Brett Tapp building that. Yeah, sure, we can discuss that. But what does it have to do? Doesn't Richard have Team A and Team B? How many teams does
the red team and the blue team? Yeah.
Okay, so how do you know? Right? What did not RH speak about it? So now it's not convenient, right? Look, man, I'm not sure, but I don't know if it was Brett Tapp or not. Building. I have no idea. I assume it wasn't, right? We can agree on that. But we can also agree that Pump Tires did not exist or was never mentioned or nobody knew about that before that RH tweet. So, I mean, it's not the same thing.
I think the timing was coordinated. I think the timing could have been easily coordinated. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Why? That
means nothing. So that's.
I think just, that there was a dev team. There's all these dev teams. Okay, here's my worldview on this. There's all these dev teams that are building stuff. Some of them can talk to RH. They say, RH, we're building this on ramp. Hey, we're building this Pump Tires thing. We're building this blah blah blah. Okay. And he's like, okay, cool. And then when he wants to talk about it, he does. Maybe with the Pump Tires, they're like, hey, we're going to launch it midnight UTC on this time. He's like, oh, cool. I'm up. I'll tweet about it. And then he did. Because he wanted people to know about it. Because he likes it.
That's plausible.
That's
but
very simple.
That's plausible.
Yeah.
That's plausible, but you don't know that. The only thing that we know.
Why would he not say that he launched it? Why would he not say that he launched it?
I'm not saying that I can give you a reason. What I'm saying is objectively.
Okay.
Because you're making assumptions. I don't want to make any assumptions. I just want to look at what happened.
The way when I try to think about things that I don't know the truth about, I try to think what is the most straightforward logical way of.
You shouldn't do that because you'll always be wrong. I'm just telling you what it is, bro.
All right.
As a scientist, you should.
Okay. I want to hear the better explanation. The better explanation is that the PulseChain devs say, "Hey, you should fix your website." Richard never says that he launched it, and for some reason he doesn't want to talk about launching it. That's more compelling than he knew it was getting launched and he tweeted about it because he wanted people to go to it.
Look, but that's not what happened. You're just making an assumption. What happened was there was nobody knew about Pump Tires, and there was a tweet about RH. Look, there's a new exchange called Pump.Tires is a bundling curve, blah, 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 all that stuff. So was Pump Tires launched through that tweet or not? We can all agree that it was, I guess, because that empirically that's what happened.
When you say launch, you keep saying launch. Everyone knew about it after that. It was launched around the same time, but everyone knew about it after he talked about it, which makes sense.
No, Okay. I don't think. Okay, we can disagree on that point, which is you think it's the same as OX Coast or Liberty Finance. I think it's entirely different. Completely.
I think different. I think like I said, I think all these different dev teams. He's in communication.
Sure.
One way or another, and then when he likes it, he talks about things he likes, and it just happened that the timing of that launch, he just happened to talk about.
Okay, so imagine
because he wanted people to go to.
But for you, pump tires is not an RH product then.
No.
Okay.
No,
fair enough.
But he definitely wanted to go get the coin. He went
for
so
me. Pump tires is an RH product because RH doesn't build things. He hires people to do things for him, obviously, right? So
he hired PulseChain devs and put his name on that.
PulseChain RH product, yes, of course, right? Obviously, right?
Hexes, PulseXs, and ink. That's
the same thing.
Figures. Yeah,
it's the same thing. If he's shilling something that he started shilling it, like yes,
let's go to PulseChain.com and see what he shills. Let's see what he shills. All right, scroll down here. Let's see all the stuff that you. So you think he's internet money?
No, it's not his product.
All right. I'm not going to ask you MetaMask Brave Wallet. I'm not going to be facetious. Nope. I'm going to stick on it. You think he's 0x Coast?
Nope.
You don't think he's ramp now?
I don't even know what's that. So
it's no idea. Fiat on ramp out of somewhere.
In don't know. Never used. Don't know what that is.
Do you think he's Liberty Swap?
Maybe.
Okay.
That's a maybe. That's a maybe one. I don't know.
Do you have a bag of Peacock? Like why do you think he's Liberty Swap?
I always thought Liberty Swap maybe was nothing to do with Peacock.
But now after they just do all the meme coin stuff, nothing. I get nothing wrong with meme coin stuff. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that. Look
some
at
people like it, some people don't. Like
there's a difference here, which is I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that it kind of seems. I'm not saying that there's absolutely no. For me, there's no proof or anything. It's just my belief, right? Okay. Not being objective. But for some tires, not the same. No, Gibbs, no. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. What about? Is that all the ones? What they talk about? Liberty Swap, PulseChain Dashboard. What about PulseChain Dashboard?
Actually, I think it is.
You think so?
I think it's,
the simplest explanation for that one. I came to that conclusion a long time ago too. Was hey, somebody was building this thing. It's like, hey, RH, I'm building this thing. They're like, oh, cool. I like privacy. I like all this stuff. I like decentralization. That sounds cool. If you build it, I'll talk about it. And then he built it, and he talked about it. That's not the simplest explanation for all these. Heck, you think he's Hex Scout?
No, definitely not.
See. What makes him more one than the other? Liberty Swap and pump tires.
I already explained what makes him more connected to pump tires than the other. You might not want to hear it, but I already explained it 3 or 4 times. Which is it was launched through an RH tweet, which is different than the other ones. So that's pretty straightforward, I guess.
All right, let's move before we. Great discussion, by the way. Really like it. Chat. You like discussion chat? I think it's pretty good. And I love getting in these different areas.
But it's I think it's okay for us to disagree on some points. I was expecting this, right? Some disagreement on some points, right? And for me, and again, it's always belief, right? At the end of the day, because neither one of us has proof of anything, right? In terms of if it's RH or not RH, right? It's a belief. But objectively,
I got proof that he built PulseChain.
No, yeah, 100%. We know that he built PulseChain and Hex and PulseX and Ink, right? 100% proof because we know, right? There was a sacrifice, blah blah blah, etc. Right? This one, the new ones, we don't entirely know. I'm making an assumption, right? When I say new ones, I'm talking about pump tires specifically, right? Again, I could make an argument for Liberty Finance or other stuff, right? But I don't think it's relevant. I think pump tires is the one that we're discussing, right? And I think the launch was a bit different than X-Scout or whatever platform is promoting, right?
Just an update real quick before we move on to the other one too about the analysis part. You was talking about so one of the wallets is the one. Yeah, maybe you can tell me. Do you know this about it sold PDI into PulseX, and other tokens? Something like that happened. Wasn't there didn't they're like, oh, the OA sold PDI, dumped the PDI into.
No, I remember that, but I didn't check it, to be honest, if it was true or not. Really care. I hope it did, but if it didn't,
but into the other tokens or something maybe. Anyways. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just in case you knew about it, I want to bring it up, but I don't know much about it, so I don't want to talk much about it. Thank you for the reference.
No, sure. No, I remember that, but again, I don't remember entirely if it was into those tokens. I remember that there were people sharing transactions where he sold PDI into other stuff, and I think it was some meme coins. But I don't want to say that it happened with certainty because I didn't check the transactions myself, right? So
you think Richard's behind PDI?
Yeah, behind every copy, right? You launched them. So
no, like like behind it, as in his invisible hand is going to move and make it do all these amazing things.
I don't know. I think that's very speculative, and I don't have any proof. Right? That's what I think. I think he launched PDI in the sense that he built PulseChain and all the copies that will come with PulseChain, like PDI, AVE, PWBTC, all the P copies. They're RH coins, right? Whether we like it or not, I'm not. I'm just discussing how they were launched, right? And by whom. He created the P copies, right? Now, does it mean that the market thinks this? No, the market doesn't think that those are his coins. Thankfully, even though they are, but the market doesn't think that, which is better. I think it's better.
Reasonable answer. Reasonable. That's a reasonable answer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Let's hit these before we'll wrap up, maybe like 15 minutes or so. But the other ones. So other than most, there's BTC, there's ETH, there's let's go to your list here.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Where's the list? Did I get off the list here? Where is the? Oh, it was on this one probably. Okay, so there's most, Hex, Pepe, Dai, Sol, XRP. So why would people buy any of these? Like literally the ones who are copies of coins that already exist. Are they like confusingly hitting buy? Like what is the proposition for buying these tokens? Like that are just the copied ones, like copied the same name. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Because they're not the same token. They have the same branding. That's a different thing, right? The tokens have different tokenomics.
It's one like why would you buy PulseChain? Because it's early Ethereum. It's just like why would you buy Sol on
because
Pulse?
It's cool. Because it's very cool. It looks cool. It has a great community. Like they're insane people. They do great memes, and
Where's
it's the tokenomics is like what matters, right? At the end of the day, and like nobody can mint more. The supply is locked in the curve. People can buy from it, right? So they have very good tokenomics. And look at the price performance, bro. Okay, how can you ignore this price performance? It's insane. Look, man, I hope you guys don't buy memes. This is truly my expectation that after this discussion, nobody buys memes. Everybody buys cores because I'm going to make way more money later, right? I'm going to make way more money. This is how the
why are you going to? If you have
one
no
is
one
better than the other. I'm just saying that
people,
because like the later movers always like pump the hardest, in my opinion, right?
Okay, so you want everyone to see this now in the community, but all the new onboards, you don't want them to like.
And look, go to DAI. Just for fun, I want to show you something. Go to DAI. I always like to show this. Go to DAI. The meme coin DAI. The meme coin. Just
I'll say the tickers are pretty entertaining. But,
go to DAI. Then above DAI. Below Pepe. There we go. Go to DAI. Just go a bit down on the right. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, where are the flags? Go down. Where are the emojis? Look at those emojis. Look at the amount of hate that the meme coin has. Look at that. 65 poops, 211 red flags. Red flags for this one, man. You see, this is why this coin will pump. It's going to be a haters pump. People will be forced to buy this because people always chase the fucking green candles. Even as Mexicans, we do that. It's like it's going to be a hard lesson, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just speaking how it is.
The market has spoken.
The market has fucking spoken.
Oh my god. I don't.
Yes.
I just again, I'm trying to be. I don't like meme coins, any of this stuff. But I'm like when I look at the pictures, I laugh. But at the same time, I cannot imagine anyone coming. I can imagine, but like what I'm saying. Like I can't gather like an investment thesis on being like, you know what? They made a DAI with a pump tires thing on PulseChain, and it's literally it has a logo, it has these things.
It's the power of friendship, bro. It's the power of friendship. Woohoo!
It has 65 poop emojis.
It's amazing.
Like elevator pitch me. Oh man, let's go to this one. Elevator.
How can you not like DAI from RH, bro? It's going to one. Like
who is buying ETH? Who is buying ETH on
Who is not buying it? That's the wrong. Who is not buying? Look at this chart. Woo!
Wow.
Woo!
Look at that weekly. 27K liquidity. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about liquidity on these real quick too. Do you think ETH from Pump Tires is going to 10x liquidity, 100x? You think there's going to be like?
Yeah, of course, bro. Like
it's going to be $27 million liquidity for ETH from.
It's going to have so much more, man. It's going to go like people are going to be obliterated with the pump. They will not like. We have never seen this on PulseChain, right? So, like this is new, man, and like proper new. This is like RH memes. This is like
let's play it out. Let's play it out. You come to PulseChain, you're like, what should I buy? And then somebody tells you, look at these RH meme coins, and you go there. And you see ETH, you see BTC, you're like, wait, that's not Ethereum, that's not Bitcoin, that's not DAI, that's That's this thing on PulseChain. You're like,
yes,
I should buy it.
yeah, exactly.
And then they buy a bag and then they hope it goes up.
Yes, like with every, like what happens when people buy Hex or Ring,
All right.
or like they just buy it and hope it goes up, bro. Like, yes, of course, that's what.
Bro,
we
you
all
buy
do.
Hex, you stake at 55555. It's a ritual.
Maybe,
Some,
maybe,
I mean,
maybe.
at least-
Some people do, some people
I got
don't.
that.
Like that's a maybe, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people buy Hex and be like, I hope it goes up. Yeah, obviously.
No, like not anybody. Like, why would you buy a coin and like that's so fucking retarded, man. Why would anybody buy a coin and not expect it to go up? Like, oh, I'm just gonna buy a coin and make.
Welcome to Hex
coin,
for the last 3 years, bro.
No, look. I know. Like, I've been in Hex for the last 3 years too. I know it's painful, but that's
We
like,
doubled down. We said bear market, schmare market.
But that's good. Lose. Like, that's good. I like that, and that's one of the things I like the most about Hex.
Nobody hunkering down the bear market for most
people.
ETH.
No, but people believe, man, and people are still staking. No, look, people are believe and are still staking. I think Hex will do very well, but not just this bull. This bull run, I think, for Hex is not going to be great. But maybe
I want to look at this logo. Look, nobody's hunkering down for 3 years for this logo. I'm sorry.
Look at that logo, bro. It's amazing. Oh my god, I want to buy more. I want to buy more Solana. I need to buy more.
Nobody's being like, you know what?
Look at that.
If I just hold this, like it's only got 4
Look at
red
that.
flags.
It's a clown, bro. It's clown Solana. Like, how do you not like, man? I can. This is beautiful.
Nobody's like, I'm going to spend 3 years buying more of Solana on PulseChain.
No, you're going to sell it.
If you own Solana PulseChain, best of luck. I'm just saying.
Like this is a meme coin, so it's built for people buy, sell as like high possible, and then sell and then buy at the bottom again, right? That's what a meme coin is, right? It's like Doge, but with like less inflation.
So it's not an investment.
It is an investment.
Do you delineate between the investment and speculative?
It's a speculative investment, right?
Okay. I feel like that's like a new word. I don't know. It just sounds like a made up thing when meme coins came about. It's a speculative investment. Like, I'm not saying you made it up. I'm just saying in general, that phrase seems made up with crypto.
Like, look, again, we cannot forget that utility is something that first it's subjective, and then look, we're not even sure that staking works for Ethereum because it's the first bull cycle that Ethereum has taken. Like, this is just the truth. Okay, I'm just saying the truth. Being objective, we don't know. I assume that it does. I assume that it's going to work better, but I don't know, right? Like, since Ethereum launched staking, price versus Bitcoin, it has been like flopping, right? Just going down. Maybe it's related to the fact that people can have like free money to dump. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it was just like, normal cycle. It has nothing to do with it, right? I don't know. I have no idea. This is the first cycle, right? The same applies, right? The same applies for Hex because it's the same. It's a similar thing in that scenario, right? You can stake it, burn it, and then mint more at a later period. But we don't know if that's going to work. We don't know if people want that in the future. We make the assumption that people want that, but we don't know.
But the cores in general are not. Nobody's playing. I mean, yeah, maybe they're playing speculative on stuff on the cores too. But you can't even play not speculative on the memes. Like, I think that's the whole thing about the memes. Is like
both of them are speculative, right? Because look, it doesn't matter if the technology is good or not. It matters if people buy.
Yeah, we talked about community. Again, who's going to be around for USDT launched on PulseChain in 4 years? 2 years.
Sorry? Who's going to be what?
Who's going to be around? Who's going to be wearing USDT hats on PulseChain?
If it pumps a lot, people will be wearing those hats.
You think if we mint 500 millionaires with USDT on PulseChain from Pump 100%. Tires, they're going to be
any coin that like does the it's going to have the greatest community.
They're going to be onboarding the next generation to USDT on PulseChain from Pump Tires.
100%. Man, that's
what
obvious.
What if Pump Tires goes offline? What if Pump Tires goes offline?
Those coins are not on Pump Tires anymore. So it would be more bullish, right? Because nobody can create more coins. So please send that shit offline, guys. Fuck that shit. Send it. Send it offline.
I love the chaos theory. The chaos theory of like, you know what? It's more bullish. Nobody can get out now. Or obviously, I'm not saying nobody can get out. I know Pump Tires doesn't. It's just a launch pad. I get it, but I'm just saying in general. It's just funny to think about like the platform goes offline bullish.
Look, when Bitcoin when I make the first $1 million with Bitcoin Hex, I'm gonna make a Bitcoin Hex like a shirt and hat, and I'm gonna put the Bitcoin Hex car, and I'm gonna do all that, right? I'm gonna do all that,
No, you're gonna do the most one. I want to see nothing but most swag from you.
Most? Why most? But I like Bitcoin Hex the most, man. So what can?
But what if Bitcoin Hex makes you a millionaire, and then most makes you a decamillionaire? What kind of swag do you want to wear?
I'm gonna wear most.
I've not seen one piece. Somebody at me on for most swag. I've not seen any most swag.
There will be most swag, man. Most is so easy to, man, there will be most swag. I think. Like, come on, guys, like people in the audience, come on, just start doing swag, guys. Come on, to help me, help me out the Pedro, make some swag. Yes, show us that you can. Conference like RH conferences, we need all that.
I mean,
but actually, you should organize one, bro. Why don't you organize? Come on, man.
I don't like meme coins. I don't like meme coins.
Otherwise, I would. But RH does. Maybe. So if RH does, why don't you?
RH thing. I would say RH thinks they're necessary. They're necessary evil. I would say that. I think that's probably more close to what he thinks. He does
like them.
He's literally said that he's never said anything positive about meme coins other than showing a chart to onboard on the PulseChain.
It's more than enough.
69D chess, man.
But it's more than enough, right? Why does he need to say anything positive? He doesn't. If the price goes high, people will buy them because the price goes high. Are they made by RH? Most people think so, so they'll just buy it because made by the same guy. That's the.
If anybody makes an RH memes conference, I think. No, that would be.
You should do it, man. Come on.
I'm not going to do it. But if somebody did, I would be like, oh, cool. Like more conferences, cool. Like more onboarding.
I'm going to change your mind like that.
If I made a PDI conference, I'd be like, whatever. Yeah, just go.
You should do the PDI conference as well, bro. Honestly, you're good at organizing that. Like it doesn't matter if you believe in that.
I think my time.
You're a beacon. You're a beacon in PulseChain. Sure. It doesn't matter your beliefs, bro. You just need to do it because you can connect people. You're very good at that, right? Look, it doesn't matter if you believe in PDI or not. There should be a conference for the peacock.
Do conferences for things I don't believe in, though. That's just,
why?
It just doesn't.
Why? What's the point? What's the problem with that?
The passion needs to come from the belief, and the belief just isn't there except for.
People will convince you, man. People will convince you live stream during the conference that shit is good. It's gonna be amazing. Imagine 10 different Pedros just blasting about RH memes. Oh, but this one is the best.
Day one panel. It's just got 6 Pedros. It's all over the screen.
Exactly. Just shouting all over each other. My meme coin is better than yours, you fucking lunatic. Yeah.
Shout out to Bitcoin Hex, by the way. I do like this logo.
Bitcoin Hex is it's my favorite. It's the one. It's probably the one that I have the most tokens, I guess, and I love it. It's just so cool. It's so cool, man. Look at that. Look at that beautiful.
Alan says, Max, get out of the bubble. I think there are plenty of people who promote meme coins, who promote everything but the core tickers, or at least just the majority of it. I don't think we need more people doing it. So
we do.
I would say,
we need more people promoting?
If you want your tickers to go up, go promote them. I want my tickers to go up, which are the core coins.
But why? But you see, this is why. This
price
is why
go up is good, Pedro.
This is why RH memes are going to win, because we are enjoyers. I promote cores. I promote the memes. I can enjoy.
I
promote coins that I don't have. You understand? I promote coins that I don't have because they're cool, because they're important. Look. Do you know when I started promoting RH memes? When they launched, my first tweet about RH memes was, "Look, guys, if I were you, I would wait 30 to 60 days before start buying these memes." Then that's exactly what I did. But wait, I was already promoting them anyways, because I saw, like, it was immediate. Like, this is going to win. This is the new narrative. This is what happens when the P copies are kind of dying. And RH wants something new, something fresh, something to onboard new people. It's not the course. He tried that twice. We literally shat on his face. We dumped on his face.
Which one do you think Richard would be happier seeing do another 10,000x? Hex or most?
Doesn't matter. Any. Doesn't matter.
Well, which one do you think he's going to be using ETH bag to buy? Hex or most?
The ETH bag to buy? Probably none. I don't think he's going to use the SEC funds. I told you all, right?
But if he were,
probably both. I'm not saying in the same quantities, right? I'm saying you would buy both of them.
If 166,000 ETH, if any part of that goes into buying most, that's a hard sell. I'm not betting in that direction.
Why? I don't think any of that money is going to buy Hex or anything.
I'm just saying there's so many advantages with the cores. Like, you got RH actually could buy the cores with.
What happened when he pumped the cores?
He ain't buying tires coins lots of money. Again,
can I ask you a question about cores? What happened? Looking at the charts, what happened the 2 times RH pumped the cores? What happened? Tell me. I'm curious. I don't remember.
You remember.
I don't.
It got sold back down. You know.
Ah, really? Yeah. Huh. That's unexpected. So do you think
speaking through the blockchain, he ain't buying most.
Wait, let me ask the follow-up.
Flush it out.
So,
Flush it out.
do you think he's going to do it again?
I think that's a compelling. I could say no, and I could say yes. I think there's ways you could say no or yes, but he would buy the course on PulseChain, not any memes.
Why?
I don't think.
Why?
Why would he buy the memes? He's got plenty of people buying the memes already.
They're easier to
according to you.
I'm just giving you. I'm not saying that he is right.
Okay.
I don't think.
Why would he launch PulseChain in order to enrich people who play on pump.tires? Does he not call it a casino himself? Why does he want to make casino players rich?
He's not enriching people who play on pump.tires. He's enriching people playing with the tokens that he built.
Who support tokens made from pump.tires.
Like what? Those are two different things, right? If you assume that those tokens were made by him or his dev, whatever, right?
So real quick, that's just me work. So that's the one. If that transaction is what happened with that, I think that he was just getting supply. It launched and he was getting supply. So I don't think.
No.
I think it's more likely. I would never see
the supply. He didn't burn.
I'm just saying. Okay, whatever happened. I don't know exactly what happened. But let's just say he did RH related, otherwise bought most. Let's just say I don't know for sure. But let's say that he did. That could totally be a one-time thing. That could just be like, I'm going to get the supply, I'm going to burn it, I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to OA it, I'm going to whatever.
Do you know?
And is that bullish? Maybe, but like,
do you know how pump.tires coins are launched? Do you understand the process? I mean, this is a question. You don't have to. Right?
Could I explain the process to you now? No, I think I generally understand it, but is there something there?
Yes, you need to put the money in, right? You understand that?
Yeah. You put the money, yeah.
So you did put the money into those coins.
I think he's saying that one afterwards.
Yes, afterwards he even bought more, right? But I'm not saying,
that's what I'm saying.
Like he had to put money into those coins when they're launched, right? So he already put some money into those coins, right?
Because he wants to support. He wants there to be a winner on the platform to promote it. Because he wants people to come to PulseChain. Like the string is easy. There's a clear path for that. I could get that.
On one hand, you're saying that he's supporting, but in the other hand, the other coins that he pumped twice and everybody dumped on him are the ones that he's going to support.
Okay, let me clarify then. I think he strategically supports things he thinks would be good for onboarding for PulseChain, which could be a token that he may or may not have created and or bought. That's fine, but I'm just saying that's for a reason.
But okay,
he still loves the course much more, and much more likely he would ever buy any more of those than anything else.
But how do we know that?
I don't know that, but
we don't know that, right? No. We're gonna very soon we're gonna see, right? Very soon we'll see what's gonna happen, right? And look, but and this is opinion only, obviously, right? In my humble opinion, it doesn't matter which coins he's gonna support or buy, because that doesn't dictate the coins that are gonna do more access. Because so far, the coin that he hasn't bought, which was PDI, let me finish.
I would take the counter to that. I would take the counter to that.
Let me finish. Sure. But let me finish. The coin that did more access so far was PDI. And he did not buy PDI. He bought the cores, and the cores dumped, and PDI pumped. So I think that's not
apples. That's not apples to apples, though. That's different.
It kind of is. Like I could assume PWBTC, I could use another P copy, right? Those P copies did more access, right? So I mean, he didn't even buy them. He didn't have to buy them, right? We don't need average buying coins so that those coins pump. That's just a fact.
I think I've already got you to. I don't know. I think the minting of millionaires question, I think, is a really interesting one from this, which I still think you think Hex is going to mint more millionaires.
Yes.
Before, right?
I did, and I think in number of people, sure, it can. It has a potential to, right? It has a potential too, but it's the same coin. It's the same thing. Which coin is going to mint more millionaires, Bitcoin or Hex? If you say Hex, you're wrong, right? And you're being backed by it because you know it's Bitcoin, you know it's Ethereum, etc. Right? This applies to other coins.
At this point, I think it's going to be more debatable.
It's not.
I think it's
100% is not.
If the only reason it would be Bitcoin, because I don't think there's very many.
The coins are more distributed, so it's Bitcoin.
I think you can make
the same applies for Ethereum, bro.
Like, the next debate.
But look, I can even go.
That'd be harder. You need some data for that.
Look, I have an article. It's it's called the distribution of Bitcoin and the Cantillon effect in 2020. And on that article, I basically went through the supply of Bitcoin and the distribution throughout the years. And what explains the marginal gains is the distribution of the supply. And would also explain why there will be more millionaires on Bitcoin than on the others, because it's more distributed. So This means that, sure, it won't pump that as much as it did in the past, sure, but it also means that the people who sell, there's more people selling at a higher value, so there's more millionaires. So yes, that's it's empirical. I already did the exercise for Bitcoin, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen the same way. That's why I'm telling you. Yes, Hex is going to mean more millionaires if it pumps. Sure. Same applies for Ethereum versus Hex and Bitcoin versus Ethereum, etc.
I could see the RH memes. Of course, PulseChain does well. Of course, anyone could see them pumping. Will they pump more than the cores, and will they sustain it? I think that's the bigger question. I would say.
But that's what's sustainable. Do you think?
Are they going to be here in 4 years? I'd say I don't think anyone's going to care about them 4 years. I don't think anyone's going to care about them 2 years. 6 months to a year, they get one giant pump in that almost nobody catches. Then is that better than the core?
I can pick three coins. I can pick 3 coins out of my head that exists, like Doge, for example, on Shiba and Pepe, and I can pick more. 100%. I can pick more that exist for like over 5 years. They are memes. So I mean. There's plenty of examples that people love memes. It's not utility. Nobody gives a shit. People like the coin. They buy the ticker, and that's what they respond to, right?
Do you stake your Doge?
I don't care. I don't need to stake my Doge.
I don't even know if you can on Mars.
No. But look. But this is a very good question. But it's a very good answer to, which is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can stake it or not. And Doge was ultra inflationary, right? Now it's different, but during most years, Doge was extremely inflationary, and that did not matter at all. People were like, "No, it cannot pump. It's impossible. Look at that, all this inflation," and it was all like, "Boom, in your fucking face," and pumped more. Like so,
Elon's like, "Hold my beer." Yeah,
exactly. Hold my fucking beer. So, man, like I don't know. I cannot predict the future. What I can predict is that probably yes. I cannot predict, but I can look at other examples and say, look, these examples it kind of actually work, and on this example that I have right here, it has all the ingredients, like it was made by RH or RH supports it, etc. So it has enough ingredients for me to say yes, this one is going to exist in 5 years. I think, yeah. When I say exist, it will have a community, right?
I USDT on PulseChain launched my pump that tires in 5 years. Will it have liquidity or not?
It's going. I think it's going to have more liquidity than what it has today. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Then the bottom of those coins is going to be higher than the prices that some of them have today, right? Others, I don't know, probably not. But some are still, good to buy outside. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll have pumpamental green Lambos driving on the moon, and even forgot about pump tires exist. Pump tires, by the way, that's the best platform it could possibly be is burning PulseX. Like
yes, exactly.
As far as platform goes, it's better than pump.
Exactly. It's much better than pump fun. It's on PulseChain. It's stickers that we all like, in the sense that it's relatable to what to RH, right? No, not all of them, right? Tron, for example. Tron, maybe it's like a way for us to go grab that community.
We're gonna onboard Justin Sun.
Maybe, man. Maybe it's gonna love
Justin,
it.
come over, get your Tron on PulseChain.
Exactly. Maybe you'll love the fact that it's pumping a lot. It was made by RH.
They're telling me that Justin Sun just bridged into PulseChain. They're telling me he just bridged in, and he's buying Hex, of course. He's buying Hex. There you go.
No, buying Tron.
We all thought he was going to buy Tron, but then he bought Hex because he made this. Anyway.
No, he bought ADA just for fun. He bought ADA.
It's not actually. There's no one talking to me. That's just me on my finger. Pedro, fantastic conversation, man. Thank you for having it. I think, chat. If you didn't learn anything today, you just weren't listening. I think that was pretty interesting.
Thank you, and thank you for having me, for giving me the opportunity to chill the RH meme hacks, meme hacks, the RH memes, including the Bitcoin hacks.
Very
just
fun,
one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think both cores and RH memes are going to pump a lot, so we're all going to win, right? We're competing with each other for the highest number of X's, sure, but we're also on the same team, right? So I think all of them are going to pump a lot, and it's going to be like kind of recursive, right? Because when memes pump a lot, the people who are going to exit the memes, a lot of them are going to be like, ooh, look at those cores that haven't pumped that much. Let me put some money into there, which applies the same logic with PDAI, right? I did a poll, right, for the PDAI guys, like, oh, what happens? PDAI is now 1. What happens now? And because that's, to me, it's the most interesting decision, because most of them are going to go to cores, obviously, right? Or other coins in PulseChain that haven't pumped that much. They're not going to cheat out, especially during a bull run. Like, people don't do that. People want to buy more. They see green candles, they're going to go crazy. So we're going to help each other. That's my point. We're all friends.
Let's go. Yeah. PulseChain to the moon.
PulseChain to
Everyone,
the fucking moon.
people find you at for the Brocas.
Fubrocas on Twitter. Yeah, Fubrocas on Twitter. The handler. You can follow me there.
All right, everyone. That's all we got for you today. Hope you got your money's worth. $0 as usual. Scivive and 5555. We are out.
Let's see if they fucking can with them all one time.